An expected sedate start from Australia, but as we assess it on Cricbuzz Comm box in the 35th, they really put on a platform with Uthappa here to assess where things stand at 195 for 2 after 35 overs. Fabulous innings from captain Aaron Finch, 109 in even time, and great support from Stephen Smith. David Warner didn't quite look himself, but that's the beauty of it. When he was a little bit scratchy, you saw what Finch could make up for that.
Absolutely, Finch had to play the way he played, and wonderful 100, really clean batting. Delight to watch today. It was just so pleasing to the eyes.
And you also have been spotting certain techniques that he's been putting right. And what's the one factor you would say that he's changed that's led to his success?
So I think the one thing that he's doing is he's using a back foot initial movement, but it's a back and pause. It's not a back and across movement. It's not a back and back. It's more like a back. He goes back and he pauses, so he doesn't get his left leg across anymore. So he leaves his left leg where it is, and then just moves slightly with his back left to get a little bit of an initial movement. But his head's really still, so he's able to really get on top of the ball, meet the ball exactly where he wants to. And even at that initial movement, in spite of him going back, going back and pausing, his head is on top of his knee. So he's making sure that his head is not going back, his head is staying right on top of the ball at all times, which is wonderful to watch.
And this despite the fact that he has that tradition of chewing the gum and blowing bubbles between every delivery. So he managed to keep everything else still except that chewing movement. But fabulous from Finch. But what support from Stephen Smith there, because he saw that Finch was hitting the ball where he did. So all he had to do was run a ball and keep him company.
Oh yes, absolutely. I think Steve Smith got the right momentum when he went in a bat. He decided that he was going to play it a certain way, and he has been playing in that certain way. Really scoring runs, running singles of every ball, coming across, making sure that he's piercing the boundaries, piercing the gaps, and he's been able to do that really well. He's also looking good for a big score today.
If you have a look at the partnership, 95 of 73. Now, typically when you see a 95 of 73 partnerships, it's usually accompanied by some massive sixes. Yes, there have been a couple, but it's not been that kind of a partnership. It's been a lot of rotation and fours in between.
Yeah, it's been a lot of rotation. I think that's been the key to this partnership. In partnerships like this, which are of 70 balls, and you get 100 runs of 70-75 balls, more often than not you see a lot of singles, a lot of twos, but then they're peppered with a few boundaries here and there, which actually creates that gap between the balls and the runs that have been scored.
Not that we want to put any more pressure on Sri Lanka, but we've talked about the build up to the game, the gap they've had. Now, where do they go from here in the last 15?
Well, they have to get wickets. The wickets are going to be the name of the game, and Dhananjaya De Silva has bowled well. He was able to keep them, very quiet for a while in between 5 or 6 overs, between 15th and 20th over. He was able to keep them really quiet. Sirivardhane has been expensive, but they need wickets. So if they can get 1 or 2, they'll be able to push Australia back, and not maybe they'd be able to finish little under 300 or just over 300.
Yeah, just a quick one to finish on the bowling. They've bowled 10 overs between that 5th bowler. Despite the fact that Dhananjaya has bowled so well, he hadn't quite bowled his 10 out, 2 from Sirivardhana. Would you go to them one more time in the last 15?
If a new batsman comes in, yes. You can definitely bring Dhananjaya De Silva again for 2 more overs. But you'll have to decide which of the fast bowlers you want to keep at the death, and then based on that, make that decision.
All right. I'm going to put you on the spot again. You're saying just about 300. You think they wouldn't be disappointed not getting 330 from this stage?
Well, there's 90 balls to go, and they're about 140 runs away from that, so they might be giving themselves that chance to go, they might be thinking that we will be able to get 330, but it's very critical for them to make sure that one of these batsmen batting through till the end, and then that's definitely a possibility. 330, 340 is definite possibility. One of these guys are batting it till the end.
What they don't want to do is repeat what they did against Pakistan. Despite winning that game, they lost a bunch of wickets, so we'll assess it all on My 11 Circle presents Cricbuzz Live. We're thinking 300, maybe on the outside 340.
Yeah.